Arkansas's #1 trusted source for weather. This is a severe weather alert.
Alrighty, guys. Good morning. This is Chief Forecast Cameron and
Derek here once again. So just to let everybody know what's going on, bright and early, as we mentioned, for our folks in Southwest Arkansas, we have a tornado warning going out here. This is for our folks in Hope, Emmett, and for our folks just to the southeast of Prescott.
Yeah. So tornado warning. Let's go ahead and talk to you guys about it. It's going to go for southeastern Hempstead County and central Nevada County until 11:15 this morning. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Hope, moving northeast at about 55 miles per hour. This is going to be including the areas of Hope, also the Prescott area. I believe I pronounced that right. Perrytown, Bluff City, over towards Morris. So if you know anyone in this area, make sure that they're taking their tornado precautions immediately. Also, let them know that this storm is moving at 55 miles per hour, guys. That's almost highway speeds. So your time of reaction is going to be cut in half. So don't lollygag around. Don't wait for it to touch down and stuff like that. Let's go ahead and get to shelter. That way you'll be good to go in this situation. Go ahead, Derek. I'm still getting things set up over here.
So once again, folks, so biggest thing is lowest live over your house. Put as many walls in between you and the outside as possible. Helmets, mattresses, whatever. We have a lot of churches that are currently in session right now. A lot of services start at 11 o'clock, some at 10:30. So again, if you are a church administrator in Hope and Prescott, Emmett, in basically eastern Hempstead County and northern Nevada County, you need to get your congregations to safety right now.
Yeah.
You lowest level of the church, the house, etc. In between pews, bathrooms, away from those outside walls, away from the outside windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. This is a dangerous situation. We have a lot of shear in the atmosphere this morning. As we talked about last night, this would be a quick transition from cold to warm. We have seen that already. A lot of these storms are riding on the warm front, and that's where we said the greatest severe threat was going to be along and south of that warm front throughout much of the day to a day. Again, all of South Arkansas is under the gun for severe weather. This is in our marginal risk.
Yeah, hang on. Let me go ahead. I think this is the newest scan. Right over here, look at the amount of rotation that's being depicted with the storm here, guys. So if you know anyone that is between, I'd say, Caldwell and the Hope area right now, you need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately here. So I think it just caught back up. We'll put the rotation back to where it was. Right near Hope, I'd say between Hope and Perrytown right now, you need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately here. Get away from windows, put as many walls between yourself and the outside as possible, and get to the lowest level of your home immediately at this time. Derek, I'm going to go ahead and see if we can get some traffic cams up.
I was going to
over
say
here.
same thing.
I think this is looking west. That's not going to help us. I don't think there's any traffic cams out here that may be able to help us. We'll see. This is an east view. So this is probably going to be the best view that you're going to get out of this severe storm right now. Courtesy of RDOT, by the way. They're got these cameras out here. So right now, that's hell falling right now. So folks, if you know anyone in this area, this is between Hope, Perrytown, the Emmett area, it's in Hempstead and Nevada counties. Make sure you take your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows, put as many walls between yourself, the outside as possible, and get to that lowest level of your home immediately at this current time. And we cannot stress that enough. Those are going to be coming in, are going to be asking, where's this at in Arkansas? This is in southwest Arkansas right now. Right next to pretty much Interstate 30 at this point between Hope and Arkadelphia at this time. This is going to continue to move off towards northeast here. We're going to put the rotation detector back on this storm here. So I'm using Shreveport's radar. And it's going to be right here just to the southeast of Hope, just south of Perrytown, moving northeast here. So anyone in Hempstead and Nevada counties need to be seeking shelter immediately. Like Derek mentioned before, we've got a lot of churches that are in session right now. Those that are listening in, get those folks to safety immediately. Go ahead, Derek.
So once again, folks, so just to go over everything, a tornado warning is in effect for our folks in Hempstead County and Nevada County. Again, if you live in Hope, if you live in Emmett, if you live in Caldwell, if you live, in northern Nevada County. For our folks in Prescott, this is just to your south. However, one shift north, and this will come to you out of the south. Again, my concern with this has been the fact that I'm worried that this line of storms is not a line of storms.
Yeah.
It is actually separate cells along our main forcing, and if this continues, we could see an uptick in that tornado threat, especially as this continues to move east across the state. So again, for our folks there, we got reports coming in from a couple of our guys, Clayton and Kayla.
Yeah.
They're not chasing but they do live in hope, and they are seeing strong rotation with this storm as well.
Okay.
So again, I want to emphasize this. I know everybody's focused. Real quick, quit worrying about our winter storm coming up later this week.
Please.
Today is a life-threatening day.
Yeah.
That could alter lives in South Arkansas.
Yeah.
That is going to be our focus. So, also another thing I want to point out for our folks in Southeast Arkansas, El Dorado, points east. My concern is these storms start to develop ahead of this main line. If this starts to form and we start getting these storms forming ahead of this main line, we will be dealing with an additional threat besides just a line of storm.
Definitely.
So it's something we're going to have to watch all afternoon long.
Definitely. So like Derek Mitchell reported, very good point, because I know there's been a lot of social media posts about the winter storm next week. Folks, we've got ample amount of time to talk about that. I want to make this crystal clear. And before someone says something in the comments about, oh, well, we don't like winter weather or stuff like that, no, it's not that at all. You're talking about a winter storm that's coming up Thursday and Friday of this upcoming week, and you got a tornado warning right now. So, folks, I want you to pay attention, especially in southern Southeast Arkansas, to this severe weather threat today. This will clear out by 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon, but until then, our entire team, all of our efforts, all of our resources is going to go to this severe weather threat. Winter weather is going to be on the back burner until we get past this severe weather threat, because right now we are dealing with a tornado threat down here in southern and southeastern Arkansas, and we have a tornado watch. I don't know if you guys, and we had the chance to get a mention. You guys may see it on the back screen behind me. That's going to go until 6 p.m. This evening for much of southern and southeastern Arkansas. So, folks, if you know anyone down here, make sure first and foremost that they're in the path of this tornado warning. They need to be seeking shelter immediately. However, if you have folks that are in Magnolia, Camden, El Dorado, Monticello, Crosset, Lake Village, 165. I know it's southern Arkansas. It's not central or north. Give those folks in southern Arkansas the benefit of the doubt as well. Make sure that they're seeking shelter. Make sure they get ready for the severe weather potential as we move in today. I know we've got storms that are coming up in Little Rock right now. It's going to sound like severe weather. There are no ongoing severe weather in central Arkansas right now. All of our severe weather right now is in southern and southwest Arkansas at this current time. What you got for me, Jack?
So, one thing, I am seeing from our soundings in Jackson, our soundings in Shreveport, and our soundings here in the metro as well this morning, showing a lot of rotation in the atmosphere. So there is a ton of wind energy with this. However, the greatest severe threat right now is going to be south of 270. So, Cameron, if you could draw me a line on our radar.
I already got you lined up on the track.
All right. So again, if you are, again, this is going to be south of 270, south of Pine Bluff, south of Sheridan, south of Malvern. Again, if this line is past you, your severe threat's done already.
Yep.
So we ain't even got to worry about y'all. So again, if you didn't even mean it and dequint, it's just going to get cold. But for our folks in eastern Arkansas, southwest Arkansas, south central Arkansas, this is where our severe threat is ramping up substantially throughout much of the afternoon into the evening hours. So let's zoom back in on Hope.
Okay.
Just to give an idea.
All right. 1 second.
Oh, you're good.
All right. Right. Gotcha.
Yep. So folks, so if you live in Hope, let's put a track on this tornado warning area. So again, this is now tracking in between Hope and Caldwell.
Take it.
The biggest thing.
Come up here in just a second.
So the good thing is we don't see any signs of debris.
Right.
So that's a good thing. That's what we want to see. We see a lot of rotation. That means there's a lot of low-level rotation with this storm. However, we don't see a lot of
There
debris center yet,
It's gonna
and
roll
that's
right
a
in
good
here.
thing. But that being said, this is very strong rotation on the radar. Again, this is Hope, Prescott, just south of Prescott, east of Hope. It is moving very close to the outskirts of Emmett right now. So if you can hear my voice in Emmett, take cover now.
So this is Hope. There's Interstate 30. That's going to be Highway 299 over here. That's Highway 174. The area of rotation right now is just off of Highway 299 down here in Southwest Arkansas. This is also going to be just off of Highway 19. So anyone down here, if you recognize those highway names, make sure that they're seeking shelter. They're getting to their tornado safe spots. That's when we talk about the tornado safe spots, by the way. That's getting away from the windows. That's getting away from those outside walls. That's putting as many walls between yourself and this tornadic storm as possible. Getting to that lowest center part of your home. That could be a bathroom, closet, hallway. It could be a kid's room. Somewhere that is in the center part that does not have windows. That is where you want to go when there's a tornado warning in place there. So right now, just repeat, the area of rotation is just to the south and east of Emmett, just to the east of Hope. It is south of Highway 299. It is south and east of Interstate 30. It is to the west and southwest of Highway 371, or you could call it Highway 19, and it's moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. So Buff City, Reeder, over towards Sparkman. This is your time now. If you're in a list on here, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. Don't wait for this touchdown or anything like that. Seek shelter now. Go ahead, Derek.
One thing I want to mention: this is in the marginal risk. This is in the possible section. This is in the very low. This is in the level 1 risk area right now, folks. This is in the level 1 risk.
Yes,
Again, this is why we always say focus on all levels of severe storms.
Yep.
Because of this exact reason right here.
Yep.
This is why we say focus on all levels of severe risk, because just because it is a level 1 risk don't mean you can't get severe weather, and this is exactly what we mentioned
Yep.
right here. So once again, tornado warning for our folks in Hempstead County. It is acting now just for Nevada County.
Nevada County.
Yeah.
Okay, it's Nevada, not Nevada.
So
Nevada.
if this stays on this
I
track,
apologize.
no, you're good. If this stays on the current track, southeastern Clark County, southeastern Dallas County, southeastern Calhoun County,
That's 79. That's Highway
you
167.
will be next.
I do believe that's what. No, this is south of 270.
Yep.
So folks that are traveling over here, I know a lot of people down here in South Arkansas in the Camden area that travel 167 that goes from El Dorado up to Sheridan. Sheridan it's going to be traveling just south of Sheridan at some point. I'd say downstream from here, my folks in Pine Bluff, Grant County, etc. I would watch this storm very closely. And keep an eye on this, because what's going to happen is, as we progress throughout the late morning into the afternoon hours, this is only going to get stronger. The environment's only going to get better for the tornado potential instead of it getting weaker. So this is why it's our call to action to our folks in southern and southeast Arkansas. And we talked about this last night, that we were afraid that the severe weather threat was just being kind of thrown under the rug because of the winter weather threat coming up. This is why we were telling you guys, hey, make sure that you're paying attention to this. So my folks, right now, let's go ahead and zoom this back down to where the tornado warning is right now to get you the latest update on there. So the tornado warning has been canceled for southeastern Hempstead County because the storm has moved out of that area. So that means my folks in Hope, yes, it is storming right now, but you are in the clear for this tornadic storm. It's going to get cold pretty quick too. Cold front on the doorstep coming into Hope. Now the attention starts turning towards our folks that's going to be in the following. That's going to be in central Nevada County here. That's going to be going towards Emmett, moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. Like I said, folks, if I butchered that, I apologize. Let's see here. That's going to be, let's go ahead. That's going to be the Emmett area, the Buff City area, over towards Stutton here. So make sure if you know anyone in these areas, a lot of small towns down here in South Arkansas and Southwest Arkansas, give them a heads up, tell them what's going on. Critical time right now, like Derek mentioned before, a lot of people are in church. A lot of people got stuff going on this morning. Make sure that they're getting to safety immediately, getting to that tornado safe spot. When we talk about that, if you are outside right now or you're in a mobile home, if you're in a mobile home, you need to get out. You need to find a more sturdy shelter. If you are traveling right now, especially My folks, that's going to be, let me pull this up so you guys kind of get a visual. That's Highway 24, Highway 371, Highway 299. If you're traveling right now, find a gas station, find a grocery store, somewhere with a sturdy shelter, and get there immediately. If you're in your house, you want to get away from the windows, get away from those outside walls, center, lowest part of your home. Don't worry about the southwest corner, northeast corner, etc. Don't worry about all that. Just make sure that you're getting to that center part of your home that doesn't have any windows and that has pretty much where all the walls will protect you from the potential of this tornado storm here. Go ahead, Derek. What you got for me?
All right, so let's go back to our rotation view.
Yes, sir.
Once again. So just to give everybody
Right.
an idea, it doesn't look quite as strong as it once was.
Yeah.
But it is
really
still
good
there.
news. Let's go to the rotation strength.
Yep.
That's some good news right now here. Given that it's 10 o'clock in the morning, almost 11, that's
Yeah.
some good news. Go ahead.
That it's just crazy. This is something that we mentioned that we were going to be dealing with, that rotation and warnings early in the morning. So once again, I want to reiterate this. We're gonna have a lot of churches still in session for another hour or so. Some a little bit longer in South Arkansas. I know how that goes. So again, if you are a church administrator, especially for right now in northern Nevada County, you need to get your congregations to safety right now. If you're in Emmett, if you are in Bluff City, if you are in Reeder, if you are a church anywhere to the southeast of Prescott, you need to get your congregation to safety immediately. If you live in Hope, you live in Perrytown, this is now past you. This is now moving off toward the east at 50 to 55 miles per hour. You will have very little time to seek shelter. This is a very fast-moving storm.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do here, give me just 1 second, guys. I'm going to do this on the fly. So that way you guys kind of get a visual on like the towns here, because I realized there was a lot of red clashing with that. So give me just 1 second here, and I'm getting that taken care of here. Hopefully that's a little easier to read. I'm going to make it a yellow color as well, so you guys kind of see what's going on here. So this is where it is. Buff City at 11:11 pretty much. Reader right around 11:14. Also, Sparkman's going to be around 11:35 this morning here. So I hope that's a little easier for you guys to read. I'm going to do this as well, and I'm going to make this. There we go. Love how I can do this stuff on the fly. So this is what we've got right now here. This is going to be your cities. This is going to be your time here. So let me zoom this back out. I'm going to turn off the rotation indicator right now here. And just looking at this right now here, we're looking at this from the street port perspective. It looks pretty broad right now. There's not a lot of rotation with this at this moment. Could be because of the cold front coming in and trying to undercut this storm right now.
So our cold front is still in Oklahoma.
It's still in Oklahoma.
So
Okay, so this
so
must be
this is
what's called a prefrontal trough then.
So
that's probably what's going on.
This is the main line.
Yeah.
But it's well ahead of the cold front.
Okay.
So the question is going to be now, does the front blast through and catch up, or do we deal with this all the way across the state? That is going to be our main concern now.
There's another area right here coming out of northeastern Texas, northwestern Louisiana.
So I want to go on. Let's want to give our first one to our folks down there in Falk and southern Miller County.
Yes, sir.
As well as southwestern Lafayette County. We have another area of rotation that's just started to develop in the last 10 minutes. So again, this will affect our folks in Miller County and Lafayette County. Again, it's still broad, but it is definitely starting to get going here.
Yep.
So again, if you live in Bradley, Arkansas, not Bradley County, Bradley, Arkansas. If you live in Falk, Arkansas, or just south, you need to be going on and saying that, go on and start thinking about taking those precautions. Now again, there has been no reports of an active tornado in Hope. Again, there's been nothing from the National Weather Service. There's been nothing for spotters. So at this point, the only thing I want to say is that this was a radar indicated rotation, meaning that a tornado can form at any given time. Hope you are now in the clear of this storm.
Yes, sir.
For our folks in Nevada County, this storm is still moving through.
Yeah. So that's going to be the tornado warning storm. I think they're going to more than likely let this go at 11:15 because the rotation is just kind of faded out. I think there will probably be another tornado warning that's going to be issued for our folks down here in Lafayette, and that's Miller County down here. That's going to be Interstate 49. So anyone traveling on 49 right now, as a matter of fact, I think I can probably switch our drive camera over to that. So give me just 1 second, guys. Let me take a look at this. But there's no tornado warning on it right now. But I'm going to go ahead and get ourselves set up just to be on the safe side here. Also, I want you guys to take a look at this as well down here in southern Arkansas. You got a good amount of cloud breaks. It feels unstable down here right now. This is what we were talking about last night, that the environment was going to be capable of producing these tornadoes and damaging winds here. So make sure, if you know anyone, and this goes for the entire area, by the way. It's not just a tornado warning. You're talking the entire area that's under the severe thunderstorm warning right now. Make sure that they're seeking shelter immediately, because this severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, is tornado possible here for our folks in southwestern Arkansas. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take this entire line that has the rotation potential with it as well. We're going to take it to the east. I'm going to clock it at about 40 miles per hour. So I'm going to move this and zoom this out, move some parts around, and this is going to be it right here. So give me just 1 second. Right, so you're getting moved over here, and there we go. So that's going to be the list of cities and the time here. So you're talking over here towards Louisville. This is Buck City, Reeder, Stamps, Bradley. This is the Chilster area, Sparkman, Waldo, McNeil, Magnolia, Stevens, that's Miller, Columbia County, Lafayette County, our folks up there in Hempstead County. Got to watch this very, very closely. It's not just a tornado warning itself. It's these little areas, rotations along the line is where you're going to have that tornado potential as we move into later this morning and into the afternoon hours here. What you got from there?
So right now, so the good news is I'm not seeing anything in the way of power outages right now. I do see there's about getting reports of 56 people in the northwestern part of Nevada County. So that's probably about where our rotation is. Again, this could be damaging winds, could be a tornado. We won't really know until the National Weather Service gets out and does those look-ats. But again, I want to reiterate this, folks. We have storms developing now in northern Louisiana.
Yep. Right.
Your atmosphere is very, 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 very unstable right now across South Arkansas. I want to. This one thing we talked about is that how far north does that warm front get? And exactly where does this transpire to severe threat versus rainfall versus later on tonight that shall not be mentioned during severe coverage.
Right.
So once again, we're gonna go over everything. We have a tornado watch in effect for all of South Arkansas except our folks on the western border until 6 p.m. this evening.
Yeah.
We have a tornado warning that is still ongoing, or just been dropped?
It's going to continue to 11:15.
Okay.
I'm in conversation. So, folks, also, I want to make this clear, too. The reason why we wear these earbuds, is because we have people that are behind the scenes that are communicating with us right now. So that's why we tell you guys, if you report something, make sure it's official, because we have official people that are on the thing right now. So we're going to clear it through them before we say it on air. So right now, the tornado warning there is going to go until 11:15. I haven't heard anything in terms of them dropping it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Good news is the rotation is starting to broad out, so that's some really good news. We're still monitoring that storm down there in northwestern Louisiana. That's going to be moving into southern Arkansas here. So our first alert for our folks down there in Miller, Lafayette County, possibly going into Columbia County as well. But like you mentioned before, I'm starting to get concerned about these cells that are developing in north central Louisiana, just north of Interstate 20 right now.
Yep.
Some of these cells here are starting to show that supercell structure. So this is going to be my first alert for my folks in Monticello, Fawcett, El Dorado, Magnolia, Camden. Let's see here, that's Lake Village. All our folks over here in southern and southeast Arkansas, this is going to be my first alert. You got to watch those storms ahead of the line. If they start to get going, and the line is to catch up to it fast enough, they will become tornadic over the next couple of hours.
And something else I want to mention as well. Those of you inside this red, yellow box, this is a tornado possible warning.
Yep.
Meaning tornadoes can form at any given time. If you live anywhere in Columbia County, Miller County, Nevada County, take your tornado precautions right now. Because this is a situation where tornadoes can form at any point in time, anywhere along this line of farm. my folks in the metro, my folks in North Arkansas, you are good to go. I'm fully starting to expect that our severe threat may stay south of I-40 today.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm thinking as well.
Which is kind of what we anticipated coming into this event, is that our cold air up north would be just enough to prevent that one front from getting too far north.
Remember me questioning the northern extent last night during the live stream?
Yep.
That's what and that makes sense. I mean, you have all that snow and ice in the north right now. That's going to prevent the majority of this warm air from trying to make it to the north, but that doesn't cancel your through threat. It just means that South Arkansas is going to take a bullet, and that's what's going on here right now. So the tornado warning, if you're now tuning in, I'm Chief Forecaster Cameron. That is Derek, our owner and director of Arkansas Weather Watchers here. We are tracking this tornado warning right now in southwestern Arkansas. Right now, this tornado warning is going to go until 11:15 this morning. My folks in Hope, this is an all clear for you guys. If you're in Hope, you're in shelter right now, you should be good to go. This is going to continue to move off to the northeast here. We can take a look at this, but it does look like the area of rotation that was there has started to broaden out, which is great news. This is what we want to hear. We don't want to hear that, this is going to produce a massive tornado or anything like that. We want to hear that the rotation's starting to die down and everything like that here. So we can take a look at the rotation detector here. And Derek, I mean, you can take this back all the way to when the warning was issued just south of Hope, where you can see that couplet just south of 278. And you can see over the last couple of scans here how it's just kind of broadened out, it's kind of faded out. That's good news. That means the rotation is starting to die off. And I haven't heard anything about them planning on extending this tornado warning or something like that. So this should be a one and done tornado warning for our folks down here in Southwest Arkansas. But obviously, we're going to monitor the entire line for the rotation protection.
And so one thing I want to mention now is that our cold front is starting to speed up a little bit, as we expected.
Great news.
So
you want to get rid of the severe threat. You want to start talking about winter weather. That's what you want to do. As
we expected.
Yeah.
So once again, our folks on the western border, that front is fixing to cross over. You will see those temperatures plummet over the next couple of hours. As a matter of fact, they're already starting to get reports of such that shall not be named across parts of Tulsa already.
Yeah.
But once again, everything for our folks in South Arkansas.
Yep.
We have a tornado warning that should be allowed to expire here shortly for our folks in Nevada County. We have a line of storm that has been warned for a tornado possible threat. Pretty much from Clark County all the way down to the state line. We have the individual cells forming in a very warm and moist atmosphere across northern Louisiana, and those are going to be pushing north into southeast Arkansas a little later. Those cells we're going to have to watch for that strong tornado threat across parts of Ashley County, Chico County, Druid County, Union County, places like that a little bit later on this afternoon. Again, our severe threat is just getting started.
Yeah.
That is one thing I want to mention. Our severe threat is just getting started. For our folks in Central Arkansas, for our folks in North Arkansas, we're not talking about you because this is active severe weather coverage.
Yeah.
This is not a live stream talk about winter weather. This is not a live stream talk about anything else except, hey, your severe threat's over once this front passes you, and we have an ongoing severe threat in South Arkansas.
Definitely. And I want to make this clear, too, as well, because I know a lot of people are going to think we're being mean and stuff like that. Folks, it's not that we don't like winter weather. Okay, I want to make this clear. He likes the cold and snow as much as anybody I've ever met in my life. There's a time and place to talk about winter weather. That's just how it is. Winter weather, especially with it being Thursday and Friday, we've got plenty of time to watch it. This is ongoing right now. This is why we haven't posted about snow or cold or anything on the page this morning, because our priority here at the page is to make sure that lives are saved. And if you start talking about cold and snow and you have a severe threat, the severe threat's going to get ignored. Mm-hmm. And then what happens, you get a situation like this where you have a tornado warning down here in southern Arkansas, and everybody's trying to scramble to try to get into safety and stuff like that. So, folks, it's not us being rude. It's not us being condescending. Stop saying that in the comments. It's us telling you the truth. The severe threat is there. It's real. We're going to talk about it. This clears through at 5 o'clock. Once it's done, we can talk about the cold and snow here. But not going to sit here and tolerate you guys bashing us and bashing our moderators and stuff like that, because we're not talking about next week. We're not talking about the snow and stuff like that. Folks, this is life-threatening. information. Okay, somebody down here in South Arkansas. I grew up in South Arkansas. I know how the coverage is down here. People need this information more than cold and snow right now. There's a time and place for that right now, and it's going to be the severe weather threat. That is going to be my little mini rant to folks. That's not us being rude. That's us trying to save some lives down here in southern Arkansas. As you can see down on your bottom of your screen, that's where that tornado warning is right now in Nevada County. Folks, if you want winter weather coverage, stuff like that, you got to be patient with us. Okay, we will talk about it when it's there, but right now, we're not talking about winter weather. It is going on the back burner. Severe weather is going to be our focus. It's where our resources are going to go, and that's going to be the bottom line moving forward here until this severe threat.
Man, I'll tell you what, that storm coming out of Louisiana.
This one right here.
Has my concern.
I'm going to circle it. That's the wrong one. It's going to be this little sucker right here.
So that storm right there,
this
folks.
One too.
Yeah. So if you live in Ashley County, and Drew County, we need to be keeping a close eye on these storms as they move into southeast Arkansas. And it's something that we need to watch as we go into the afternoon. These are moving and well ahead of our cold front. Plenty of atmosphere to work with, plenty of shear to work with. So that's something that we're going to be watching. We're going to be watching that storm closely. That's going to move into the state here in the next 20 or 30 minutes. So,
I'll tell you what, this is moving too quick. I think we'll be done within the next 2 to 3 hours at this rate, because it's already coming into it's cleared the Arkadelphia area. So my folks not 30 in West Arkansas, you're done. This is going to be for our folks out here in southern Arkansas. You're talking that's 167. That's going to be Warren, Monticello, 165, Highway 82. Highway 79 as well. This entire line is where your severe threat is going to be. I'm going to be honest with you, I was worried about this last night too, that this is going to be a crashing cold front situation where your cold front is just rapidly moving through, and you get a brief window of an opportunity for severe weather, and then it's done. So I think we should be wrapping this up by 3, 4 o'clock this afternoon, and then I promise you guys, if we get past this, you can blow us up with cold and snow questions and all that, but right now, severe weather is going to be our primary focus right now, because these folks down here in South Arkansas deserve the weather coverage with the situation that's going on right now. So
all right, so let's zoom back in, Cam, on our warning here.
What you got?
Let's go back to our velocity scanning and just to give everybody an idea.
Yeah.
So once again, we still have it's very broad now.
Yeah.
And it's starting to loosen up a little bit. That's what we'd like to see. However, our warning does go on here until for about another 4 minutes or so. We're going to see if this gets extended into Clark County. So what we're dealing with right now is we are dealing with 2 different National Weather Service offices. We are now transitioning into the National Little Rock area. So now we got to see if they're going to extend this warning, or if it's going to be a severe thunderstorm warning once it crosses county line. So our folks in Clark County, our folks in Dallas County, our folks in Calhoun County, you need to keep a close eye on this storm. This is a storm for winds up to 60 miles per hour. And also we have that threat of tornadoes with any storm that forms today.
Yes, sir.
Especially for our folks in South Arkansas. This is all of South Arkansas, but it does not include our folks in Southwest Arkansas from Texarkana. You're about done. So our folks in Dinkley, our folks in Mena, our folks in Murfreesboro, our folks in Nashville, you folks are done.
Yeah.
You are going to get cold. That's about it.
Very
you folks
quick.
are done. Our folks in Southeast Arkansas, you have all day long to destabilize ahead of this line of storms. That is why our concern is growing exponentially for our folks in Southeast Arkansas.
That's going to be the area right here. That's where your threat's going to maximize right there.
Yep.
And I man, I should have put some money on that. That northward extent. I was telling you that northward extent weren't going to see much, and that's exactly what's going to happen here. So you're going to have a lot of cold rain, maybe some rumble thunders up here in central Arkansas. I dare say, Derek, I know you said south of Interstate 40. I think this is going to be south of the 270 line today.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be mainly from Arkadelphia, Pine Bluff, Camden, Monticello, Magnolia, Eldo. This is going to be a quick window of opportunity to get a severe weather event down here with this line of storms moving through. Good amount of instability, good amount of speed shear in place. I think this should be an in and out, a one and done deal, and should be ending by the time we get into 2-3 o'clock this afternoon, guys. Also want to make this. Yeah, go ahead.
Noticing a upward trend,
Yes,
Cameron, for our folks in East Arkansas. Your warm front is swinging in from the southeast.
Okay, so that's going to include the west
So
Memphis
we
area.
may need to watch them as well. You also have cloud breaks south of this warm front that's increasing our instability as well. So something we're going to watch. I'm not concerned yet, but it's something we're going to watch as we go into the afternoon hours as well for our folks along the Mississippi River as well. Wouldn't shock me to see this reach that part of the state, but again, with our low track a little further south, it's not going to be quite as further north as originally was expected earlier today.
That's good news. That's really
But
good news.
again,
And there's your instability, by the way,
Yep.
if you want to talk about that too.
all right. So once again, we are continuing to watch our storm fuel. You know, the darker the color, the more storm fuel there is. Notice all those dark oranges are continuing to move towards southeast Arkansas. The further north this warm front gets, the more instability there will be. You know, another thing we have,
There's
we
more
we
front.
have just enough capping south of that front that will promote at least a chance for storm to stay relatively spaced out.
Yeah. So looks like they did drop the tornado warning. So tornado warning
Okay.
is no longer in effect. That's going to be for our folks down here in South Arkansas. That's just east of Hope. I want to say that was. Give me just 1 second here. I had it pulled up. Give me 1 second here. I want to make sure this tornado warning's been dropped here. So yeah, the tornado warning will be expired for 11:15. That's going to be for our folks in Nevada County here. So tornado warning's been dropped. Right now, looks like we have this line of severe storms down here in South Arkansas that is toward Pass. That's going to go until 11:30 here, and I fully anticipate for them to extend said severe thunderstorm warning. That will include the Magnolia area, Camden, El Dorado, and Smackover, etc. So, other than that, for right now, I'm just kind of keeping an eye on things right now. Looks like that is it. Derek, are you wanting to continue coverage
I think-
until 11:30?
Yeah, so let's
Okay,
just go
go
on. So let's just see if this warning does continue.
Okay.
Well, once again,
I can put a track on it real quick.
So once again, you know, our tornado warning has been allowed to expire. But we have a line of storms from in between Hope and Camden,
That's
and in between Texarkana and Magnolia. This is going to move towards the east here at 55 miles per hour. So 50 to 55 miles per hour. So this is going to be in places like Sparkman at 11:20. It's going to be places in like Magnolia at 11:30. Cameron 36. Bearden 11:43. Fordyce 11:51. And then as we head towards our noon hour, we will be talking about places like Kingsland,
Look how
Hampton,
fast.
and of course New Edmond.
You're talking. Let's put this in perspective. You're at Interstate 49 right now as of 11:17. You're going to be in Hampton by the time you get into
Lunch
the
hour.
lunch hour.
So 45 minutes.
45 minutes.
Yep.
This line is moving like at pretty much highway speeds, a mile a minute almost. So this will be pretty much at noon. It'll be at 5:30. Interstate 530. So
And something just to keep an eye on as we continue, as this line moves. If it continues moving at this pace, we'll be done with this
Two.
trip there by 3 p.m.
yeah, I'd say at the least 3. Yeah. And we'll have to keep an eye and see if this thing slows down. Obviously, if this starts slowing down, you got to watch for these cells down here in Louisiana that may try to vet into southeastern Arkansas here. But elsewhere across the state, to kind of put some minds to ease, for our folks in central Arkansas, for our folks in north Arkansas, because, you know, when we go live for tornado warning, we focus on the warning. We don't focus on just a lot of other areas here. We don't do that until the warning is expired.
Right.
So central Arkansas, you got a quick burst of rain, and that's it.
Yep.
That's going to be it. You're going to be done. I think will be done within the next, I'd say, I'll give another hour and a half, maybe 2 hours.
Yep.
Then you're done. Our folks in northern Arkansas, don't even worry about spread threat up there today. You're under what's called cold air advection. Just right now, not expecting any severe weather up there north of Interstate 40 up there in North Arkansas. We will watch, and there you did mention this before. This generalized area over here in eastern Arkansas, I think one front may try to curve at the last second up here. That'll be towards the Wynn area, West Memphis. May try to sneak as far north as northeast Arkansas. But
I think our rainfall may prevent that.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say that. They got a good amount of rain and clouds up there right now, so that should prevent the warm air advection from surging north. This, to me, to be honest with you, looks like this is going to be a 270 south ball game. That's what it looks like. But we still got to watch the Interstate 40 up there because, like Derek mentioned, one front could surge at the last second, and then you start introducing more areas over here in eastern Arkansas. So that's something that we'll watch this afternoon.
You know, if y'all have been following along this morning, now you can see we have severe thunderstorm warnings, we have tornado watches, we have winter weather advisory all scrolling right now on our bar down here. So it is a very active morning across the state with a lot of different moving parts. Again, that winter weather advisory. You know, now that we don't have a
tornado warning there down
tornado warning in effect, we will keep our eye out for that. Again, that is for tonight into tomorrow morning for our folks in North Arkansas. Again, severe weather South Arkansas, tornado warning or tornado watch and severe thunderstorm warnings in South Arkansas, winter weather advisory in North Arkansas.
I tell you what, and especially for our folks that are traveling right now, obviously Arkansas will still be watched. We'll watch Southeast Arkansas. Our folks down in Louisiana, Mississippi, same areas that just got through dealing with severe weather. It does look like we're in a pretty decent ball game for seeing severe weather for today here. So just kind of keep an eye out if you're planning on going to Vicksburg. We need entrance along Interstate 20. Just kind of keep an eye on that. Also, for our folks over there, Interstate 55 over there in Mississippi, the Rolling Fork area, watch those areas very closely as you move into this afternoon to this evening. Make sure that if a tornado warning gets issued, that you're, obviously you're seeking shelter and everything like that. This is going to be a quick moving deal. We talked about this over the last couple of days. I know cold and snow takes priority over everything, but folks, severe weather happens too this time of year. We live in Arkansas. We don't live up north. So right now, this is going to be our primary focus until this pushes through. Once this pushes through, as you can see, I want to take your attention to Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska. Look up north right now. You see all that dark blue up there right now? That is the snow. That is the ongoing major winter storm up there in northern Arkansas. Not northern Arkansas, in the northern Missouri, northern Kansas, stuff like that. Some of that activity may sneak down into northern Arkansas if we move into the night and the first part of tomorrow morning. Obviously, once we get all these watches out of the way, we make sure South Arkansas, our folks out there in South Arkansas are taken care of, then we will start talking about the cold. Then we will start talking about winter weather and stuff like that here. But until then, right now, our focus is going to be that severe threat down here. Looks like this is going to be a fast-moving line of storms. We should be done with this by the time we get into the early afternoon hours here. Just wanted to throw a quick shout out to Roofing and Restoration with him and Moreland Construction. They do an amazing job. They've done an amazing job with our graphics. Making sure that this live coverage is set up here, Superior RV and the rest of our sponsors. They've done an amazing job in trying to get us set up and making sure that we can provide not only winter weather coverage but tornado coverage as well.
And that's another thing, if you do have damage, be sure, to give Nick a call because he is great at what he does and services all of Arkansas, not just Central Arkansas. He services the entire state. If you have a tree fall, he will remove it for you as well. So again, right now, severe thunderstorm warnings are in effect. Cameron, I think it's safe. It's safe for us right now to break away.
Yes, sir.
From coverage. Our Roku channel will still. It is still up and going. It will be going all day long, giving you all the latest information.
And we'll also have radar updates on the page and stuff like that, so you're not missing any information.
But then, of course, we will be back as needed all day long and break in all day long as conditions warrant. And we will keep you updated right here on your source for all things Arkansas weather.